Hello everybody, welcome back. This is the second part of the prompts for Sally from dottybeevintage on her YouTube channel, and I'm up to prompts 5 to 8. Now I've layered it all out, ready to go, but I'm just going to show you prompt 5 and my prompts. This is a bit messy, but that's okay. Season's greetings, gingerbread and Christmas pudding, baubles, and I thought I was going to do twinkled lights, but I'm not quite sure about that one. I have to have a look and see what the other prompt was for 9 and 11. Let me see. Maybe it was to do with that one. Anyway, and prompt 8 is song notes, musical notes for a song. So I'll show you the beginning of my stitchery. Now, some lady had mentioned that I said bells of holly. Ever since I was little, I always thought it said bells of holly, so it's boughs of holly. So I've changed that, so all I've got to do now is stitch that back to its normal name, its original name, and I've got to put something here, and I have lots of buttons, so I'm thinking I might put some buttons. This would be lovely there, but it's too big, so I don't know what I'm going to put there at the moment. And so that's number 1. Like I said, you've seen this before, but I just wanted to show you the process of what I've done. Number 2 is presents, and I haven't written the name, but you know what it is. I've made the bows myself. Number 3 is peace on earth. I've put a dove, which is Sally's. I've just stitched inside, and I put a little red robin. I might come back in here and actually do the stitching, but that could be for another time, because this thing can evolve with more years to come, and you could add little pieces here where they're white, or they've got blank spaces. So the next one is I've realised I've put Star of Bright, but I should have put Star of Wonder. No, actually, I should have put Star of Light, but I put Star of Bright. You know what? I'm not changing it now. So I've put Star of Wonder, Star of Light, Star of Royal Beauty Bright, and I changed these two over because it didn't work going that way. It sort of had to go this way. And so the next one is number 4, and the next one is number 5, which is Season's Greetings. And I think I'm going to put Season's Greetings up here. If not, I'm just going to leave it and have it, this is just a panel, and just have most wonderful time of the year. I'm going to do some seed stitching probably in the background. Not quite sure what I'm going to do there. I may as well show you I wasn't going to show you what the other prompts were, but I may as well, because I might not want to work on this one. I might want to work on the other ones. So number 6 is, if it's not stuck to the thing, everything's got stuck to the pins, is a pudding and the gingerbread. So I think I'm actually going to work on this one. Now my gingerbread's crooked, so I'll have to fix him up. And number 7 is baubles. I've used some Sally's fabric, and I think this is Sally's Sapphic Puff, and this is just some material. And number 8 is, what did I say it was? Song notes, or notes. So I've printed this off myself onto fabric and just stitched around the edge, and I've backed it with some extra fabric, which is probably just like an old white sheet or something like that, because, why did I do that? Oh, because it was a bit see-through and you could see the line under there. I've cut out a poinsettia, and this is number 8. And obviously there's number 9 to, what is it? 9 to 12. So I haven't, I've got a few ideas for those ones. And also I printed out some lights. So I think twinkle lights. I think this was going to go in number 7, but I don't really have anywhere to put it. Maybe I could just put it under there, cut that around there and just put that over the top and maybe put them down the bottom. I don't know yet. So let's get started with the gingerbread man. So I've got some items here. I've got some bits for his arms. I'm using these little black, these are yours, Sally, from your beautiful gifts. Some black press studs for his eyes. That was your idea when you wanted to use the press studs for your snowman. I don't know about his nose. I don't know what if a gingerbread has a nose. His 2 little buttons. And those are for this and that. So yes, let's start on number 6. So I've realised I need some thread for the gingerbread man. Let's have a look in here. I don't think I've got any thread, to be honest. It's a bit of brown. I don't think this is going to work. I think it might be a little bit too dark. A bit too light. Excuse me, that might work. Must get in here and use these. I think that's it. So I've stitched down the gingerbread man and I've just got to do a mouth, but I've decided I was starting on the plum pudding, but everything's looking a bit crooked at the moment. Don't know what's happening with my eyesight, but I seem to be putting things crooked. I thought that was straight. But then also I thought it was the material, but no, that's just me putting it on crooked. But saying that, I've just realised I've got to put my piece down. So once I put that down, you're not going to see it. I just unthreaded my piece of brown. I haven't used brown for ages. My brown thread, and I'm just doing a bit of a stitch, like a satiny type stitch, but I wouldn't call it the proper satin stitch. I'm not trying to make it actual satin stitch, I'm just going over the edge so it doesn't fray. Mine is not very neat. Always happens when you get to the last bit of the thread, it always wants to come off. It certainly makes a difference when you just do that type of stab stitch, or if you just go up and down, it changes the way the fabric sits. It's really weird. I find this a lot slower when I do it like that, but I do get a better result on the fabric. This needle is very, very sharp. There we go, did it again. All right, let's stop that. I can do that later. Let's do something else for now. I'm just going to get a bit of white thread and just tap that down. Tap it down, sew it down. I've lost my scissors. This will do. My cat's decided to be a bit loud this afternoon. It's not even dinner time yet. We have a beautiful sunny day today. Still a little bit cool, considering we're like a few days at the end of spring. Now if I get this right. That'll do. I'm just going to get some, I'm just going to, I'll start again, do some locking stitches and just lock that down. I'm not being too overly fussed about it. As long as it stays down, that's all that matters. It doesn't need to be full of hundreds of stitches. Ow. I don't even know where I got this needle from, but oh my gosh, the end of that is super, super sharp. If you can hear the mower, that's my husband mowing the back lawn. He must be emptying the catcher. Now up the, oh, I nearly lost it. Up the side, what am I going to do there? I think I'll just do a bit of a whip stitch. It doesn't need too much stitching, but saying that though, down here along there is stitched heavily, so maybe I'll just do a little bit and lock it down, and then I'll come back later and just do a bit of more stitching. So how are we all? I hope you're all keeping well. And let me know below if you're following along, if you've got a YouTube channel and I don't know about it. just been watching Christine's whole video. What some lovely items she has in there, especially those French pieces of vintage fabrics. Really, really nice. So she did quite well there with Mac and Morgan. I'm trying not to entertain myself in that department. We got our credit card scammed the other week, and it was quite a bit of money taken out of our account. Lucky I spoke to them about it, or they rang me first, and then there was other transactions for the card the few days before that, and it was like 23 transactions, and so that added up to quite a bit of money, so they reimbursed us all. But I think there's only 2 transactions where they haven't done it, so I'm going to have to go back in and see if it's been done. Right, so I've locked that down with just normal running stitches with you know, just your normal thread, but you can't see it that well because it's already on the white. So I'll probably come back later and stitch that. Where are we? I've got to finish that off, and I'm just going to go and do that. Oh, that's for over there. Right, let's entertain the Suffolk puff with this bit of, I've lost my, oh my goodness, it's getting stuck to my finger. Right, that pin can go in there because you're a dangerous pin. I seem to have lost my scissors. Oh, there we are. Right. Come on, let's go. Silly thread. What did last week I worked, no, sorry, this week I worked 3 days. Monday, oh yeah, that needle was very sharp. Do you want, I think I'm going to swap that needle. It's just too sharp. I mean, they're sharp, and that's extremely sharp. This one's not too bad. What was I saying? Monday I worked, Tuesday and Wednesday I worked this week, and then Thursday I had a eye appointment with my father-in-law, and then today is Saturday, and Friday I picked up my son from the airport because he flew home from work, flew home instead of driving home, and he was up at Karratha, which is like 2.5 day drive. I think Karratha's up near Broome, Karratha. Yeah, about a 2-day drive to get home. So they must have wanted to fly him home, and then they'll fly him back up there again. Now, the only thing with having this as one big piece, it's really hard to keep manoeuvring it around, because I like to have my work on a particular side, so it makes it easy for me to stitch. But I haven't put it on my roll yet, so it's quite long at the moment. Haven't decided whether I'm just going to go and do, I can't do half a 25, but you know, you can do what is it, 13 or 12 down one side, and then, you know, come back and stitch the other side and then I could just put a panel of something at the end of the other panel, because if it's 12 and 12 is 14, 12 and 12 is 24. What have I done there? Then you've got one panel left, so I think I might do that. I don't know. Depends on how much they're going to get squished, because it's on a roll. But you don't want to. You won't roll it up too much, and you won't roll it too tight. I've got some butter. Oh no, I have to do it with red thread. I was going to use my green thread instead of cutting it off. But I used my red one. So what I'm going to put in the middle here is, everything's flying around, my red little beads. And I'll find some red thread. I have some red in here. Let me have a look. Oh, right there. It's good. Exactly what I wanted. Oh, and I need that little bit of black. I've got to do the gingerbread's mouth. I can't believe we're at the end of November already. It's less than a month before Christmas. Oh, that barking was my husband at the front door going past the front door with the mower. And they decided to go, oh, big bad person. That's quite funny. So I'm just putting these beads in the middle of my Suffolk puff. Well, I've got to come up, haven't I? I don't know what the Suffolk puff is, but it's one of Sally's Suffolk puffs. And I thought, perfect, I can use that in it. Oh, I'm just loving these prompts for Christmas. So wonderful. She's such a talented woman, that lady. Oh, what have I done? Not quite what I had in mind. Right, I'm going to have to get that out. Right, I'll just rethread this and then we'll start again. Who's that? It's a sissy boy. Right, up with the thread. Make sure nothing else is caught under there. 1st of December is coming up, and that's Charlie's birthday, my dog Charlie, and he will be 11. I cannot believe he's 11. I keep thinking he's only about, 5 or something. Right, so I just have to sort of nestle these in the centre, and then I will poke my thing down. There we go. No, you don't want to break it, but lucky it broke with enough thread. I pulled it too tight. Just going to pull this tight again, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a whip stitch at the back. If I can get my thread on my needle. There we go. Oh, we're not going to see that, that's right. I do like these longer needles. Oh, my goodness. Without threading. Nope. All right, let's just leave that for now. So that's on. I can do that later because it's just not playing the game, the needle. And that keeps falling off over there. So let's just try and put this back on again. Actually, that's not the right piece. I don't know where it is then, because this really is too big. I don't remember having it this big. No, it wasn't that big. I don't know where that is. I don't know. I've dropped it somewhere. Oh, here it is. This is it. Hopefully that will stay on. So I've just got, now this here. So I've got to find the right green. There, that will do. Stitch the holly down. But I'm not going to do one thread. I think I'll just do one thread for that. Yet again, I do have a threader, but you know what? I don't know where it is. I don't think this is not wide enough. Nope. I don't know where those little baby ones are, because that would be perfect. There we go. I nearly was going to stop the video just to thread my thread. Now I've turned the shape of, I'll just put this away because I don't want that broken. I've overlapped the holly on the pudding, and I'll just do a few little stitches there to lock that in, because that's where the rest of the red beads are going to go. Okay, let's go out here. I don't know whether I want to do an overcast stitch or just a running stitch, and not get caught up in the pins. That would help. I think I'm just going to do a running stitch. That means I can get it fairly close to the edge. All right, I'll leave it here and I'm going to fix up that, do the mouth, finish off the holly and the beads. I've got these little beads there for the holly to go on there, and then I'll come back. So here it is, all finished. Number 5, I'll do a little bit more stitching later on. 6, 7, and what I did was stitched that down, and I'm going to probably couch some, oh, I've got to stitch that down too, couch some other bits around. I've put lights on, this is the Christmas lights, and I think I'm going to come in here and do some beading, so I'll do that as well. And I'm just about to finish off the poinsettia. Now I used Gutermann gold thread in the lines, and it's working a treat. So I've just got a tiny little bit to go, as you can see there. And I'm just going to leave it here, and I will catch up with you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.